Bakugan Evolutions has come and gone. Bakugan Legends is here, and it's a lot, but also not a lot, but also, oh my god, it's a lot. The strangest thing in the Bakugan reboot is about to happen to the Bakugan reboot, and I barely know how to describe it, but I'm gonna do my best to figure it out. Hi, I'm Jett Kuso, and let's talk about the good, the bad, and the weird in the new 2023 Bakugan season. Before we jump into the new stuff, I want to say, most of my audience is not actually subscribed to this channel, so if you're watching this video and you're not subscribed, please do me a favor and help support the channel by pressing the subscribe button right below. 2022 was honestly a really strong year for Bakugan. Despite the not very interesting toy battling game being the only official way to play, the toys of Bakugan Evolutions were perhaps as strong as they've ever been. Nanogon were super cute and collectible, the die-cast metal Platinum Bakugan frickin' rock, and the new color schemes added a new life to the toy line's visuals. I even warmed up a bit to the Nacho Cheese Aurelus. The weakest elements of the season were how many Bakugan and Geogon were reprinted from previous waves, but a bunch of said reprints were given the Platinum treatment, which somewhat evens it out. And like every other year of the reboot, a bunch of late waves never got released, which sucks, especially because there were a bunch of new models, like Neo Hydorus that we barely got right at the end of the year, and an entirely new Bakugan, Skullor, that never saw distribution. But either way, it's left us in a fascinating place because, unlike every prior year of the reboot, we're in unknown waters now. The reboot has always had a blueprint based on the Legacy series. Traps? Geogon. Battle Gear? Baku Gear. Metanium Surge? Platinums. Baku Nanos? Nanogon. Sort of. Pretty much every main Legacy gimmick has been not only represented, but for the most part, improved upon compared to the old versions. The reboot even added a new gimmick, Fusion Bakugan's dual attributes and double-sided character cards. But the Legacy series only lasted for 4 years, so unless they drag Mechtagon or mobile assault vehicles back up from hell, there's nothing else from Legacy to pull ideas from. And as such, the big collection packs this year feature a bunch of past gimmicks, rehashed and respec'd. Geogon? They're back! Fusions? They're back! Ultras? They're still here also. And yet most of it isn't actually new. Pretty much every Bakugan that's being reprinted is also getting a new character card to go along with it. And for some inexplicable reason, they aren't printing these Bakugan in factions that we haven't already gotten. They're straight up repros with new plastic and paint. The only interesting reprints would be the new Leoniduses, a Chaos Leonidas and a Diamond Aurelus Leonidas, which fits his diamond form in Champions of Vestroia. Remember that? The game they made that I didn't make a video about? You don't get to know it, I think. Thankfully, there is a new, albeit underused gimmick to break up the monotony. So just how George Dragonoid's die-cast body was a foreshadowing of the die-cast Platinums, the light-up Genesis Bakugan from last year were foreshadowing for Legends' main gimmick, Nova Bakugan! That's pretty good. Yeah. That was a lot of, get out of here! If you don't know what Genesis Bakugan are, there's a link in the corner to my video about those, but basically, they were a couple of all-faction light-up toys that do rainbows! Oh wow, that would've been better to do the rainbow gag for this one. But too late now. Air horn, air horn, air horn, pride, pride, air horn! Nova Bakugan don't do rainbows. They don't even flash or anything. They just light up once in one color for a second when they open, which isn't close to as cool as Genesis Bakugan, but I still think it's some pretty darn impressive engineering. I think they're cool, and I'll probably get as many as I can, but there's not actually much to say about them. So what else does Bakugan Evolutions have to offer? It's just Novas, huh? Mostly it's characters we've already seen in the new light-up forms, but there are actually 2 new characters. One is a brand new fusion, Drago X Nilius.
Ha! gay.
And then I have in asterisks in the script, gay joke clip. Anyway, it's quite a wonderful callback to the Dragonoid and Helios mutant combination from Mectanium Surge, aka the only good thing from Mectanium Surge.
Are you ready to do this with me, Helios?
You bet your life.
I'm glad we could overcome our past differences and come together.
Just look at this. Two guys being dudes. A nice, healthy male friendship is all. The other new character is Hanoj.
I am Anosh, and I claim this planet's energy as my own.
Hanoj. He's the bad guy, and his name is Jonah, backwards. For some reason, the theory is that it's a tribute to Jonah Weinberg, who voices Dan in the show, and if true, that's cool, I guess, but like, come on, man, backwards? Why not Jonanoid, Jonaga, Jotra, Jonatrix? There's so many options, but it doesn't matter. I'm just happy there's at least one totally original character this year, because everything else about this year feels like your life, flashing before your eyes. There's not really enough product to fill out the whole year, so it's just memories. Burning memories. Things you've almost seen before, but not exactly the same. Oh, and look at that, the TV show's ending. The voice actors are thanking each other on Instagram for all the good times. That feels weird. Oh God, what's happening? Oh God, oh no! Oh, hell yeah. Welcome to Bakugan Gen 3. I wrote the first half of this script at the start of 2023 in genuine confusion about what was coming, not knowing then that the second half of Bakugan Year 5 is not Bakugan Legends. Bakugan itself seems to be evolving once again into another reboot. New packages, new cards, new weird creature-type faction symbols, and what seems like a totally new continuity, and of course, Beyblades!
Oh, no.
Wait, calm down, everyone, calm down. Stop, no, put that down, no. Everyone, shut up. I know this seems like a lot, and we're experiencing strange new feelings that we've never felt before, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. This is a weird and confusing time. A few months ago, I actually thought Bakugan might be going away again. But another reboot? It isn't actually that strange. Look at literally any other toy line, be it Transformers, My Little Pony, anything, even though those are the only two examples I can think of. Those franchises reboot all the time with a fresh cast and a fresh look. It's exceedingly common. Some of this stuff looks really weird, and I'm not into all of it yet. But there are a few things that I'm really excited for. For one, the toys seem to be inspired by the Bakutech bind system, with each ball splitting apart to allow fun combinations. Choice. Love it. The new gate cards, they look like they could result in a much more cohesive game format, rather than a TCG that's been stripped down to work without cards. Yeah, I'll miss the TCG, but Bakugan was fun before it had a TCG, and it'll be fun after the TCG is gone, as long as whatever's new is cleverly designed and takes advantage of Bakugan rolling and physical action interactions. The little Beyblade pieces might make it look like you can't roll the Bakugan, but those segments are removable. Chill out, it's gonna be fine. For me, the reboot has felt a little bit stagnant for a year or so, even including the late stuff last year. I don't mind the change, and I'm excited for some new stuff that's truly new and exciting. I'll make more videos about Bakugan Gen 3 as stuff actually comes out and as we learn more, but I'm not gonna spend this whole video speculating on end. If you want a bit more detail right now, check out Zepp's video on the Daft Brothers YouTube channel. I don't agree with everything they say, but overall it's pretty positive, and I think it's a good video, so check it out. I feel good about this stuff, but until we learn more, feel free to spill your guts in the comments. I just ask that you try to be civil and thoughtful about it and not turn into the same annoying Legacy boomers who've never been able to shut up about Legacy being better than the reboot. Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3, you can have your favorites from among them, but let's keep an open mind and love Bakugan for what it is and what it can be, not just for what it has been. This is Jett Kuso, and I'll see you next time.
Wait, if you go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/JettKuso, right now you will find a full unboxing of the Diamond Leonidas 3-pack from Bakugan Legends, which is probably the product that I was most excited for. And of course, thank you to my existing Diamond patrons, Chell and Immortal Blank, Titan patrons SheVitus, Sierra 107, Gusano, Logan Hill, Big Chunk of 69, Rāzu, Rion, plecopleco, Roman Lewandowski, Task Force NEET, and Icefeather, and my Hyper patrons Gavin Greenlee, David, Trouble, DuskAnthro, Merrick, Mudorios, and Lucidlana. Finally got you in the right tier there. And a brand new base patron, GFD. Thank you all for supporting. Hope you enjoyed the unboxing.